Hello and welcome back to part 2 of our hidden list series. In this walkthrough, we're going to go ahead and cover federal tax liens, and I'm going to use Sussex County for this one instead of Morris County, just to switch it up a little bit and to show you that we can use other clerk records in states to find the same information. So let's go ahead and log on here. Enter in, we're going to go ahead and utilize the advanced search, and we want to search by document type, and it is the federal tax lien documents. So let's go ahead and click search. Okay, it dates all the way back to 1987. Let's go ahead and zoom to our most current dates. Okay, keep in mind that not all these records are going to be prospects, but it's a starting point for us to go ahead and see where there might be underlying motivation based off of our criteria. In a lot of cases, we're looking for multiple levels of motivation. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, some of the newer documents may not be viewable. That's common for a lot of these county clerk records, so we'll just have to scroll back a little bit for. Okay, let's just try this one. All right, so here we have a federal tax lien that's just above $25,000. Here's our address and the name. So let's go ahead and use this info and just take a closer look to see if this is a prospect that might be of interest. Again, we could either search our tax records by the last name or the address. Okay, George Hayes, this looks correct. So we click on here, let's take a look. So first we see the property address is the same as the mailing address, which means it's owner occupied. Another thing that jumps out at me shows 2005 with this purchase price of $358. Now, we all know during 2005, 6, and 7, even parts of 08, that was roughly around the timeline of when we had the real estate market crash. So property values were very high at that time. And also, as we know, the tax assessed value is not an accurate indicator, but we can use that to give us a little more information and just give us a rule of thumb. This looks like a pretty big gap. So my guess is when they bought it roughly around the height of the market, there's probably not enough equity in there. I mean, granted, if they paid cash, etc., sure, that's another story. But I personally, if I'm doing volume, I probably wouldn't dive into this any further. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the next record. Okay, we scroll down a little bit more. Here we have one with a pretty large tax lien. This one is just under $75,000. Here's our property address, 261 Andover Road. Okay, so again, I see property address, same as mailing address, and 07, high purchase price $499. To me, that's probably not one with equity. And also you throw on a $75,000 federal tax lien onto the next. So keep in mind what we're looking for is, for example, let's say we saw that there was a federal tax lien of maybe $25,000, $30,000, whatever, and the property was purchased, many, many years ago, 20 plus years, and or maybe the mailing address is different. All these potential levels of motivation obviously play a part into, are we going to go ahead and market to them, or does it not make sense for what we're looking to do? Okay, here we have one just over 11,000. Here's the property address. Let's take another look. Oops. Let's make sure we're searching all of Sussex. 27 Hampton. don't see that one coming up. All right, it happens. Let's move on to the next one. Just under 15,000, 8 Peach Street. All right, great. So here we have a property. Here is the address is different. They're actually out of state. And it also looks like that this was transferred sometime recently, only for $1. My guess is this may have some equity. The fact that they're out of state is another level of potential motivation. And then here you have a just shy of $15,000 federal tax lien. To me, just looking on the surface of things, I would say this was probably a good lead to prospect. And I would go ahead and search through these for similar leads. So again, in the beginning, this is just for your knowledge of how you can go ahead and navigate as you expand and grow. You obviously could outsource this through an assistant or a virtual assistant. Hope that was helpful. Stay tuned for part 3.